Hi Jerry, thanks for sending in your next essays for correction. Well done, keeping going, working so hard. I know your exam's coming up quite soon, isn't it? So here we go, computer education. Nowadays, computer education is compulsory for young learners in most schools. Do you think this is necessary? Or will children acquire these skills naturally from their daily interaction? Okay, it's quite an interesting question. Whether it's essential to set up computer courses in school or not has been increasingly debatable. Okay, good. So you're paraphrasing here. Computer, you could put here computer and technology skill courses, just to broaden it out a bit, in school or not, has been debatable. In my opinion, enforcing computer education. So what I'm worried about here is that your words are a little bit similar to the question. Okay, so I think you could be paraphrasing a little bit more. Push yourself a little bit more here. Enforcing lessons to teach computer computer awareness or competency might be good. Okay, so I'm really working hard to paraphrase, not use the same words as the examiner. It's both financially and professionally beneficial to those who cannot afford PCs or find education to be challenging. Very nice, good. That's good because you're developing the idea here. This essay will explain why. Really good. Examples of computer language? Yeah, you might find some research from a local newspaper or local college or something like that. On one hand, teaching computer skills in school may have, now really remember these these modal verbs, may, might, could. They are really, really important because otherwise you're making a big statement which you cannot prove. So these are just a distance, just take you back a little bit. Really good for academic writing. So may have a financial advantage because, keep a longer sentence here. There is no denying that not all families are able to afford computers. Good, which means that some children might not have the chance to access a computer in their childhood. Very nice development there. Good. However, public schools are usually funded by the government and have the capability of building a digital media teaching room for students. Okay, good. As a result, all students could equally receive resources, lessons, training, and access to resources. So I'll put here education. Move this to the front. Education lessons, training, and access to resources. Because you're not giving them resources, you're giving them access to resources. So you need to include that there. Including computers. Very clear. Well done. Nice development there. Therefore, are in poverty to be less disadvantaged. Very good argument there, Jerry. Well done. On the other hand, having such courses could help students with the learning process. Well, it's not on the other hand here, it's additionally. So you're not doing on the one hand, on the other hand. You're doing firstly, secondly here. Be careful that, because you're not contrasting an idea, do you remember? Here you should be going secondly. Could help students with the learning process. Some computer knowledge is quite difficult to understand, especially for self-learning students. For instance, who would... Now, be careful here, Jerry, because if we go back to the question, your question says, will they learn these skills naturally? So you have to address this bit. So far, you're not addressing this bit. So you could say here, although many children will achieve computer skills, computer Yeah, let's go skills for now. Simply by gaming and their extensive use of social media, teaching skills could be a financial advantage. Oh no, hang on a minute, I put that in the wrong place. Sorry, my fault. I want that in beginning of paragraph 2. Okay, sorry, Jerry, confused there. So take that out of there. So what I'm putting in here is this concession. So I'm doing 2 things here. I'm making sure I absolutely answer both sides of the question, because you weren't, and it is a concession. So although many will achieve computer skills simply by gaming and social media at home, so I've sorted that bit out, having computer courses, so having such formalized computer courses could help people. Okay, do you see what we've done here? We've answered that little bit of the question, and then you're okay to carry on with your argument. For instance, it might take students several years to master a competent language if they learn on their own. Okay, so you've gone back to that idea of being on their own. Nevertheless, teachers could help students reinforce knowledge as well as greatly improve the efficiency of learning by in class vividly and offering support. Really nice. Owing to the whole pathway. Owing to it, understanding, maybe, understanding through this whole pathway. This whole pathway, students are usually, so these little words like usually as well, really important, like you to master it in a few months. Good, well done. That answers the question really nicely, but we do need this bit, so make sure when you have a question like this, you address both sides. Okay. One, will this happen? Or will this happen? Make sure you really take that on board when you are doing your planning. I firmly believe promoting computer education in school will not only benefit poor children, but also help them or students learn. Right, you want to have key or key, so really important, and future, or yeah, and key and advanced, because you've made that point, computer skills. Yeah, I think that's quite nice. Normally I wouldn't put I hope, but I would probably prefer, hence it is hoped that. A little passive in there would be quite nice. What you could do, Jerry, so you've done a good essay. Happy with that. What you could do to boost the grammar in here, so I'm not seeing much high-level grammar. I think you could do a conditional. If students had better access to learning, they would become more competent more quickly. Think about those second conditionals, which are really quite easy to work into an essay. Lots of the passive voice. And starting with the participle, so a sentence starting like learning through learning with professional guidance enables students to, yeah, so starting with this, that kind of now it's actually a noun, but you've got an ing. Learning with professional guidance enables students to, so think of starting off with these big subjects. Nominalization, it's called, having a big noun at the beginning. So here we go, we've got a line graph here and a pie chart as well. This is a good opportunity to group. Here you've got obviously the language for changes over time. Here I need to see grouping skills. So you can group these. Obviously that's, these two are the big ones. You've got, these are pretty similar, and then you've got the smaller ones there. You can't give all the details, so grouping and selecting is going to be important. The line graph gives information on the sum of income of all special trade zone members. Okay, pie chart, yeah. Overall, total income increased gradually in a given period. Gradually? I'd say more than gradually. Increased. Yeah, I'm trying to find another word there. Additionally, in 2000, were in the dominant position of exportation as opposed to. Okay, good. Well done. I think it's difficult. I mean, it is difficult because you've got an awful lot of information. Increased. I'd go dramatically, actually, over the period. In 1990, all countries together received only 120,000 in total, while a gradual increase could be seen in the following 7 years. So again, I would change that word. So I would go, maybe you could have a varied, sometimes impressive increase. Yeah, so you've gone 1990, and then you've gone to 97. Okay, I mean, I think you need to mark this rise before plateauing. I think you do need to do a bit more work on that one. So I would say 1990, where are you? Here. Very sometimes impressive could be seen in the following years, particularly between 93 and 97. Yeah, because those are the main maintained the same level or plateaued. Okay, in the remaining years. I think you need to make more comment about that sharp rise in that period. In 2000, Benzel and Graham's had nearly half, received, let's upgrade the language here, nearly half global market share of exports. Andyland, was the third highest income in the country instead of exportation. Good, you've grouped those together. The remaining income was between, good, okay. So well done. So you've handled that nicely, that's good. You could make a connection between them, okay. The smallest ones, X times, okay, here, one more sentence, which was X times less than highest earning nation. Okay, it's quite a good idea to make these connections between your numbers. Okay, otherwise you've done well because that is a difficult task with a lot of information on it. What we're looking at really here is the grouping here and then the dynamic language here. Well done, Jerry. Keep on going. That's 2 good tasks.